After School is the movie I'm reviewing today, and this movie is executive produced by Ruth Kadiri and produced by Precious Kadiri. So that's Ruth Kadiri's sister. This movie is directed by Smart Edikan. The lead characters in this movie is Mimi, being played by Annabel Apara. Then we have Alex, being played by Kelvin Ezike, and the last lead character is Juan, being played by Faith Stanley. Recap of this movie: Juan, who felt neglected, became a very mean and very wicked girl towards Mimi in the house. This was as a result of how Mrs. Kalu, which happens to be her mom in this movie, treated her. Mimi was being appreciated by Mrs. Kalu. So Juan, on the other hand, seeing how Mimi was treated by her own biological parents, resort to becoming a very mean girl towards Mimi. Mimi was being sent to the same school as Juan. This was sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Kalu. Juan still channeled the same mean and wicked attitudes towards Mimi in school. She planned so many attacks on Mimi, and the one that was the cherry on the cake was when she planned a kidnap attack. She actually succeeded in that, but she was found out at the end of the day and she was arrested. So basically that's what this movie is about. Let's head straight to what I like about this movie: the introduction of new faces. Kelvin Ezike is a new person. This is his first movie debut, so I think I appreciate that. We love seeing new talents. We are tired of seeing I am tired of seeing old people or old faces. We want the industry to grow. So if you want the industry to grow, definitely you need to give chances to new talents or new arts. So I think I appreciate that. And I also appreciate Juan, who is also her new debut. Juan acted very well. Kudos to Ruth for introducing new faces to her team. That is very much appreciated. Casting, acting of this movie, I will give props to Juan. I love her acting so much. Yeah, she went above and beyond her means in this movie. Even after the fact that this is her debut, this is her first movie debut, I think she did well. Her acting was believable. She was in character. She did her bit. I think I really appreciate that. And the OGs, Mr. and Mrs. Kalu, Lade, and then the principal and the teachers did their bit. In the acting in general was okay. There was nothing spectacular in this acting except Juan. Location and cinematography, I love that they use a real school for this project, which is really appreciated. I love that. I also love when they kidnap Mimi. The way they took the arrow picture or arrow cinematography of that shot was really good. I really appreciate that as well. They made you believe that they took her to a slum. They actually kidnapped her to a slum and they took her to a slum. So that was also believable. I appreciate that as well. Finally, the costume of this movie, which happens to be in a school, their uniform looks spectacular. It looks really good, and the students were in character as far as those who were leading were concerned. Even after school, where they were in the house and stuff like that, their dressing was speaking like kids. As a teenager, I think that's what I mean to say. So their costume was convincing that they were kids, which is really applaudable. So yeah, those are basically what I love about this movie. Moving on to what I don't like now. I don't want to be too hard on these characters, because especially Alex, this is his first movie debut, so I don't want to be too hard. The acting was bad. I don't know if the problem is the acting or the problem is the directing. Sometimes I want to blame directors, because if you want the best art of a character, you will get it. They're doing it, you're not getting it. you will get that character that you want out of them. So I don't know how to place this particular critic. The acting was bad. There was nothing to speak about. I don't want to be too hard. The acting was so bad. And when it comes to Mimi's character, she was also that softy acting. Her acting is also, you can't connect. Like, her acting was so bad. I don't know, guys. Annabel, Apara, this is not her first movie. This is not even her first lead role character. She has acted with Chididike before. I don't remember the title, and she was very calm. I think her acting is very soft, calm. I don't want to judge by saying she didn't do well. I don't want to judge right now because she's still pretty young and pretty new to the industry, so I don't want to be too judgy on her. She did her bit. I don't know, I wasn't feeling the acting. Both lead character, Alex and Mimi's character, where you could not feel it. Unlike Joanne, who you could feel her wickedness, you could see that she was in character. You could feel how wicked she was in the movie. Yeah, the others were just oh no, they were not in character. You just could not connect with what they were doing in this movie. So the dialogue were nothing to write home about, guys. This movie, when I first watched it, I just tweeted it and I'm like, nah, nothing. I really, it was just a beautiful movie to watch, a beautiful scene, beautiful people in the movie to watch, but the acting was bad. I mean, I'm talking about lead characters in this contest because it was nothing to write home about. I did not feel it. Another thing that I didn't like was Joanne. When she was actually caught that she was the one behind the kidnap of Mimi, they arrested her. The question is, where did she go to? They arrested her to where? Where is she? Did she come back? Did they, let her go after? What happened to Joanne? We wanted to know what happened to her. She didn't even apologize to Mimi. It was rather her mom that did the apology on her behalf. And we didn't see, when they arrested, we didn't see nothing of her again. And I was wondering what happened. A lot of people, when you go to the comment, a lot of people were asking, where's Joanne? What happened to Joanne? We needed to know the final result, and her reason for doing this was stated in the movie. So something might have been done to her or for her. If it's therapy, if it's forgiveness, she came out, something, and she didn't even write her final exam. So what is the lesson in this movie? Like, what are we taking home in this movie? What is the end result of this movie practically? What are we learning in this movie? You get arrested and that's it. You don't find solutions to your problem. Another thing I didn't like was how the movie had to unnecessarily extend. This movie could have ended at Mimi's friend, who happens to be Scarface, when she came to apologize in the hospital. Yes, that scene could have ended the movie. And even Mrs. Kalu could have come there and apologized to her, and the movie would have ended there. They went to the extent of Mimi and Alex writing their final exam and graduating. All that scene was totally unnecessary. Just me, we didn't needed to know all of that. We definitely knew that once Joanne was caught, definitely you're going to go to school and continue the education and graduate. That was logical. We know that already. There was no need to extend the movie to that extent. If they have used that time to find solution for Joanne and her mother bonding and apologizing to Joanne, that would have made more sense. Do you get me? Yes, that would have made more sense. And of course also, Alex was already in the hospital. Her mom could have come there as well and offer whatever they wanted to offer rather than extending it to another scene. That was totally wasted time. Last thing I'm going to say that I do not like is how the classroom was so small for the students. The teachers had to squeeze themselves out of the students, or should I say they could have removed 5 or 6 more people out of the class. That would have made it more open, more free. I mean, this is a rich school, so why is the classroom so packed? The teacher could not move freely. So I think things like that was questionable, and some of the students were looking into the camera. Yeah, again, like I said, most of them were new. So on that note, I'm giving this movie a 3/10. Yes, I'm giving this movie a 3/10 because everything, the storyline was good, the ending was bad. Most of the acting, question marks, locations was okay. The OGs brought their A game on, and Juan was my favorite character in this movie. So yes, guys, that is After School. If you want to watch this movie, it's on Ruth Kadiri's YouTube channel, and trust you me, I mean, if you're a fan of Ruth, you'll enjoy it. If you want to watch something very school-like movie, I think After School is what you should look out for. Guys, thank you. If you have movie recommendations, you know what to do. Leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next movie review.